Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Cod and Two Minds podcast.
Oh yeah. 2-0. Arsenal. Yeah.
What's up? Gunners in the house.
Yeah. We did it, We beat Jose.
Yeah.
I was really happy about that,
As we get along, I guess I'll kind of really explain why, but I was weirdly very proud of this victory, like almost like maybe like biggest victory of the season. For some reason, it just really it was a good victory for me. And I know that's weird because we didn't necessarily see like the most standout, ball playing going on the pitch, but that's part of the whole formula of why this was such a good win for me.
Yes. Biggest victory of the year. I don't really know about that, but the most important as far as just getting out of just a terrible rut. You know what I mean? Even the last few games that we've won lately haven't been, that glamorous. But I liked today. I liked the fact that I liked the way our defense played, and I liked the fact that other players stepped up besides our superstars. And we've been getting that a lot lately because Alexis, talk about trying to do too much sometimes.
Right.
And Ozil, he really didn't do much out there. But I like, for an overall, I don't want to sound like Wenger, but the morale for the team and confidence, I thought it was a very important win for that.
Yeah. I would not rate anybody awful today.
That's what we disagree, but go ahead.
Yeah. I didn't think anybody was awful. I think Alexis was farthest off of his, what we would like to get from him, that game.
Yeah.
Ozil, I didn't think was dominating, but I also, at times felt like it was either him or Ramsey that was going to do anything that kind of like sliced the middle open.
Yeah, I thought, go ahead.
But, once again, the baffling play of Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy, by the time he had made his third or fourth run through the middle into the box, I was just like, exactly like I said last week, man. I mean, the dude makes the most kind of intelligent runs for us on the pitch. He does.
I completely agree. And even I think it was Lee Dixon or one of them, but they made a good point. They said when he has the freedom to just do that and not be the play starter from the back as far as making passes and making touches and going around people and linking the play, he's way better. And in that first half or just the whole game in general, he was really good. It's such a good point, and it's so true because you could really see it. Like when you're watching the game, the runs he makes were perfect. You know what I mean? But sometimes we weren't passing the ball forward or we didn't see him. There was one moment where Ox, he had made a brilliant run in a lot of space and Ox turned around and passed it back. But I thought Ramsey, he played good because he was doing that a lot and he wasn't he wasn't so deep and he wasn't linking the play with passes. That was Xhaka, who, hey, slowly coming along.
Yeah.
Slowly getting his feet wet, playing more discipline, spraying balls all over the pitch, not being stuck out of position too much on the defensive end.
Yep.
He like you said, you said earlier, you're going to give him some time. I know we clown him and make fun of him and shit, but you are absolutely right as far as he just needs time to get used to the Premiership. And, I think today he played good. He played great, and he finally took another shot. Yeah. I've been screaming for one of these fools to take a shot outside the box for, like weeks now, and he finally did, because you never know what's going to happen. And sometimes that's what you need. You just need a little luck. He got the deflection. First of all, he had the space, he had the time, and he has the ability to take those shots. And He took it, got a deflection, it goes in the net, and it seemed like the game really started to come together for us. You know what I mean? It's just little shit like that sometimes that you need. You know what I mean? And then 2 minutes later, we get another goal. But yeah, I thought Xhaka is like you said. I think he's coming along. You know what I mean? He's coming along nicely.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm coaching him, or because everybody knows I'm one of the great coaching minds in the soccer world, but I'm gonna pound it into his head, like, the reason why we need you to take those shots is because of how much other teams sock down on us, park the bus on us.
Right.
And you have to make them respect the fact that if you're gonna drop back that far, then we'll just take shots over you, And I mean, and that's how you start opening up these lanes. And when Ramsey makes those runs we're talking about, they could be more effective, like.
Exactly. And like I said, if you have the ability and you've proven it, I mean, and you got, time and space, I mean, come on, take the shot. Especially if we're not, like you said, able to break them down. If there's a stretch in the game where we haven't been able to break them down, take a shot from outside the box. I mean, come on.
And I even remember one of his shots was off of I think it was like not a rebound, but I guess maybe off the post or something. But that he kind of had to just pick out of the air, and he still put it nice and low, like. It's one of those ones that typically just get flown, way high, and, because nobody can ever time it right. But I mean, he's got a foot, man. I mean, he can shoot the ball.
Oh yeah, definitely. And he can pick a long pass. So, like I said, I'm starting to see, I'm not gonna, start slurping this guy, but I mean, at the same time, you can slowly see it's coming together for him.
Sure.
And for the something I didn't take into account these last few weeks once we switched to formation was it takes time to get used to a new formation. Like,
yes,
the last few weeks, a lot of misplaced passes, a lot of bad, poorly timed runs, and you can kind of see. I didn't even take it into account that we were getting used to a new system that we've never really played, and they've only been practicing it for a little while. And I think today was the best performance in the new formation. It looked like there was a little more rhythm, a little more flow, and we didn't create too many chances, but we created enough chances, and it just didn't look as. At some points it still looked a little stagnant, a little boring, but at the same time, there was a little more flow with this formation on defense and on offense.
Yeah, for whatever reason, because I'm not going to pretend like I understand all the nuances of this defense, even though I am running it now on FIFA by EA Sports. Right. I am actually using this formation. No.
Switched it up, huh?
But it really challenges everything that about like what you feel what regular soccer is. most people are using an extra center back. So there's 3 center backs on the pitch now.
Right.
But with your wing guys being pushed up a little farther, it feels like you only have 3 defensive players and more. So it's like more defensive and more offensive if you know how to work it right, you know?
Exactly. When I was watching the game, there was one point when I was like, wow, I mean, I kind of get the formation offensively. It just seems like you got way more options. You know what I mean? There's always going to be a guy out wide. And, you know, depending on how tight, you know, the other team wants to pack it in, you're going to always have that space out wide, and you're going to, you know, there's just more options. And defensively, it's the same thing. When those wing backs get back, you know, you got 5 all the way across the line. So, you know, I see why somebody like Conte swears on it and always does it, and he's been very successful with it. And it looks like, you know, Wenger's kind of, you know, dabbling with it. And, you know, we've been running it now for, you know, 3 or 4 games or whatever it is. And, you know, it's slowly starting to come together. And I also think with the players we have, it works out better for us. You know what I mean? And I'm going to get on him later, but with Gibbs and Ox playing as those wing backs, able to get up and down, you know, it does, you know, it's a good option for them to get involved offensively. Now, Gibbs, I mean, you know, I'm not going to be too hard on him, but I mean, the final ball is awful. And, you know, he's so timid, you know. He's just so scared. I mean, he's going against Buckwheat. I forget the kid's name on, you know, it's his first start. He's a teenager. He's fresh from, you know, their youth team. And you know, he didn't play bad.
Mutazambi or something.
I don't know what his name is. You know, my brother said
Tuna Zamibia.
My brother said he looked like a cartoon character, but he didn't play bad. He's got skill. But I mean, he's young, you know, Gibbs is an experienced player, man. Go at him, attack him, you know, create some space for Alexis over there. And the few times that he did, he got to the byline and he was able to put in a cross in, and then the cross was crappy. So it's like, you know, you want to be, somebody needs to tell him, you need to be way more aggressive in getting to that byline, because, you know, you're only going to get 1 out of 8 crosses to somebody. So you need to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be too hard on him. I mean, he tries.
I will admit, when I saw the starting lineup, I did moan a little bit because, you know, I understand he's done it a couple times now where he's played Nacho and Gibbs together. And I mean, kind of, but I don't want to see this as like a regular deal when you got other options. So, you know. I mean, Gabriel clearly needed a rest after the Tottenham game. You know what I mean? You know, he's one of those fools. He can play 2 great games, 2 solid games, and then that third game is always going to be shitty, and that's what happened against Tottenham. So I wasn't really sweating the lineup for that fact. It's just, you know, I mean, it's just Gibbs. You know me and Gibbs. I mean, it's just like, you know, it's kind of like Bellerin, where it's just like you're just not aggressive enough. He can dribble. You see him dribbling. You see him with the ball at his feet. I mean, he can do everything, but he's just scared. And it's like, man, come on. He's fucking snap out of it. He's docile. He's got loose hips.
Tremendous with the ball at his feet. But
when
I mean,
he gets around somebody, if you look at his hip region, it's just real loosey-goosey. His feet and his legs are just kind of flopping around like he's about to do something on somebody, but he never does anything on anybody. Like,
he just turns around and passes the ball back to Monreal, or he'll turn.
Yeah, so I take it back. Yeah, I give him a bad grade. I tell you what, Monreal played his ass off though.
Monreal is a soldier. You know, he looks like somebody from Alabama. You know, he looks like a hick from Alabama. Every time I see him, I'm like, he ain't Spanish, but but he was tremendous. You know you're gonna get heart, and you know you're gonna get determination from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Industry, but you know he's gonna work hard for the team, and he's just down. And, you know, you just wish Gibbs had a little bit of that. Can't say enough about the kid Holding. You know,
hey,
playing.
real quick, I'm Montreal. You know, he has my favorite wave off. Like when he waves off the ref, he gives him he gives him the no. When he gives him the finger and the no and the no. I no.
Yeah,
it's the best, dude. It's so serious. It's classic Europe. Like
I like when he looks all worried and shit.
yeah. No.
I feel you, but what was I saying? Oh, Holding.
Yes.
Tremendous. You know, he usually doesn't play over there. You know what I mean? He was playing on the other side.
Right.
And pushing up nicely, defending well. Just you know, why he didn't play the last couple games, who knows? You know, what are you saving him for? What's your excuse? You know, not playing him against Tottenham. You know, those are the decisions, you know, real Arsenal fans who aren't, you know, up Wenger's ass, those are the ones where we just kind of shake our head like, I mean, what's the point of not playing him? He's been playing well. But anyway, I'm not going to get on Wenger. I'm done with that. But, yeah, he was tremendous today. He got the tackle, won the ball back, passes it to Ox, and Ox puts the cross in for Danny Boy. And he's just a tremendous performance by a young player. You know, that's you know, it's been a sad season. You know, we've been playing like shit. But I think he's been the real bright spot of the season.
Yeah, I love what I've been seeing out of Holding, man. You know, most of all his attitude, like he seems to be just like kind of a classy, cool character. Like,
yeah,
you know, I see, you know, potentially great things for this kid. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but they all, you know, like I said last week, the kids, they all start out great, and then, you know, Wenger gets his sticky fingers all over them, and then they slowly turn into Theo and Gibbs, and you know, I can't say Ramsey after today, but even he was making some dumbass decisions. But at the same time, you know, you're gonna get with Ramsey, you're gonna get somebody who works hard, somebody who's gonna try all kinds of shit, just everything. He'll try anything. You know what I mean? But I mean, at least when you look at Ozil, you know, you don't see any of that. I mean, you see genius at times, but you see a lot of him just floating around, and Ox is working his ass off, no help over there. You know, do. You know, when you watch the game and you watch him jogging back to defend, it's just like do.
Such a beautiful cross from Ox today, man. That cross was just so wonderful.
Yeah.
And that was like, you know, like you were kind of alluding to, like one of the first times the whole game that he actually looked up and saw that somebody is actually attacking. Like, I got a target now, you know?
Yeah.
And
tremendous.
He put it on the money.
Tremendous. It was awesome. I was glad Giroud didn't start today. I thought Wenger got that right.
Yeah.
It would have slowed us all down. And, you know, we kind of turn into Stoke City when he plays, where we just, you know, on the goal kicks, we just lump it up there and hopefully he wins it and keeps it. And he hasn't been doing that lately, so he didn't deserve to start. You know, that's how you run a big club. Whoever's in good form plays. You know, that's what's so frustrating about Holding not playing the last couple of times. He's in great form. Play him. You know?
Right.
Just
I like that. You know, the thing for me is like, even for like the first half, you could say like there just wasn't a lot going on. Was Danny Welbeck? You know, you might question whether he was a good start or not. But like, if you really look at it, like, there's little things that he just kind of continues to, like, you know, he pressures people to make kicks. You know, he hustles around. the handful of times that you see him do, like, maybe get a ball ahead and he squares up on a defender, I feel a lot more confident about what he might be able to do than Giroud.
Definitely, and from a pressing point of view on defense, yeah, you want somebody with speed out there to pressure the ball and force those kicks from the back. So yeah, you're absolutely right on that. And as far as Jose pretty much, it backfired on him. He came into the Emirates and he was going to try to park the bus and play like a little bitch, like he is. And it was kind of tough to break down, you know what I mean? But I thought the way we tried to break down, we did it with patience. You know what I mean? We kept the ball a little more. We passed it, you know what I mean? We slowly tried to break him down and find those killer passes. And we found a couple. We found one to Ramsey. He just, De Gea made a great save. We were creating some things. It was always going to be tough going against a Mourinho ran club, when they're in the mood to, try to steal a 1-0 victory.
Okay, so basically that that last point you just made is one of the main reasons why I was so happy about this victory today. But the way it is for me is just like you said, we just knew it was going to be a Mourinho type team on the pitch, especially when you saw you already know Ibrahimovic is out, but no Pogba playing and blah blah blah. That they were going to kind of park it. Marino is classic for that. I knew he was going to try to beat us 1-0,
Right.
And Arsenal, I thought, on a pretty regular basis, continued to kind of penetrate areas and, kind of tried to make things happen until finally something broke through, and we scored. And then, they did something awesome, which, happens the opposite a lot, where they score or somebody else scores and then the other team scores again,
Right. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we scored 2 minutes after the first goal, and that's what we've been giving up all season. Yeah.
So that felt really good to see us jump right back on them and get another one in. And then from that point on, you could see the whole team, including Alexis, everybody except Ramsey. Everybody got the memo except Ramsey, like, hey, 2-0. Let's protect this lead and let's close this game off.
Yes.
Except Ramsey.
Right. He's still making runs deep from midfield with his slow ass. You know what I mean? He runs with his chest out like a little kid. He's
cutting through and turning around and looking at everybody like, somebody make a run. And everybody is like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We are relaxing. Like, bring it back out, dude. Like,
you're absolutely right. The way we controlled the game and finished it off in a professional manner, they really didn't create too many opportunities going down the stretch. And these are all things that we've been crying out for, and it looked like they got the memo this week. So
yeah,
so
that's why I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say it's one of my favorite wins of the season. I might not call it our match of the game, match of the year or whatever, but it was very satisfying. It was a satisfying feeling,
Okay, I'll accept that. Now I'm playing. That's tight. But man, just an all around great day at the Emirates. It didn't, it seemed like the crowd was behind everybody. You know what I mean? There was no little, nothing disjointed about the crowd. Sometimes you can kind of feel it when you're watching on TV where, we're anxious and,
sure,
not singing. There was a lot of, fuck off Mourinho. I thought that was great. You know what I mean? I love all that shit. But, I don't really know what else to say about it. Check, he's solid again. The kid, he did make a mistake when when Rooney, when he made the back pass, but I thought Koscielny should have just went and cleared it. instead of getting punked by Rooney. Rooney ran right by him, and then I thought Czech should have already been out there to get the ball. So even if that turned out bad, that I still wouldn't have really been that angry with the kid because common sense was needed in that situation. Coach.
It was the awkwardness of it all. Like, he put it in the perfect spot, not quite hard enough that everybody had a question like, who's that to?
Right. But that's when you got to be aggressive and just, handle your business. That's what happened against that's what happened against Tottenham when they scored their first goal. There's a lot of fools standing around not taking responsibility, and it reared his ugly head in that situation. But that was the only real oh my gosh moment for Man U.
Right.
And man, I hope Celtic Vigo beats them. The audacity to just bank on, we're going to try to win the Europa League, and that's how we're going to get our Champions League spot. You know what I mean? In the way they've been talking about it, it's already like a foregone conclusion that they're going to win it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's one of the toughest, longest competitions out there, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll just focus on that, and we'll win that. We're playing against Celtic Vigo and Ajax, and we'll just get in that way. We don't fuck the league.
Right.
Fuck the league. You know what I mean? So, man, I hope they lose. That'll make my year more than anything.
There's a few things more unreasonable and bullheaded than a Man United fan. They believe they deserve the world every year.
Yeah, they're the worst. You remember that fool in Austin at Fido's?
Oh God!
He used to come in his fucking Man U soccer kit, grown man.
Yeah.
Talking. I mean, he was from England. This was what 2007, 2008. I don't even. So
later than that.
Okay, but he had to jump on everybody, so he could just run his mouth about Old Trafford and how great it is over there, and you guys don't know what you're talking about. Meanwhile, this fool's got Man United socks and shorts on at a bar. You know what I mean? Talking shit at 8:00 in the morning. Get out of my face, man! Get out of here.
And a Man U scarf around his neck with shit stains on the ends of it.
Get out of here. He had all the buttons and shit. He just a spaz. And his girlfriend, she looked like she weighed 80 pounds, smoking cigarettes. Just like every time I go outside, she'd be out there just shaking her head like, I can't believe I'm dating this guy.
Eating cigarettes for breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I want some bangers and mash, mate. He's just raging. I'll never forget that guy. But yeah, that's your typical Man U fan in America from England. On my ass. Say something. Now
the game was legitimate. Unfortunately, the Gunners, they could win out and it might not be enough anyway. So, hey, I'm just going into each game just hoping for a good game. That's it,
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Another good thing about today's result and today's game and the performance was leading up to it, I was just like, man, I can't wait till the season's over. You know what I mean? I just want to get to the FA Cup, want to get into the transfer market and just see what's going on. But it kind of brought me back. Like come on, I was up for it. I was rooting for it. I was into the game. So it's always nice when your team's playing well and performing well, and the effort's there. That's all we really want as Arsenal fans: effort from the beginning whistle to the end. So that that was nice. Excuse me. That was real nice. Now, we always, every week, Fiddy, we always ask people to send us questions and, whatever, hit us up on Gmail or Twitter and whatever. And we got one from our friend, at Tony AFC 66. And the question is, there's several, but I'm only going to read a couple. Let's see. What is it? Oh, it's how did you first to get into following Arsenal? That's the first question.
Okay. Okay.
So let me start with the answer. I mean, as you all know, the World Cup was in America in '94, and the Bay Area did have some games there, and that's when I really started kind of getting into just world football in general. I played a year of soccer in high school, but my coach didn't even know about the offside trap, and I was a left back. So just imagine what kind of shit show that was. But we played other sports. We played baseball, football, basketball. Soccer wasn't really on the radar as far as being able to watch it. And so that's what the '94 World Cup did. And then 4 years later, '98 World Cup came, saw Henry, saw France win it, and just really took a liking to his style, the way he played. And but then again, we in America, we weren't able to watch soccer on a consistent basis and get to know people. It was just like every 4 year, we saw the World Cup and we're like, oh, wow, who's that guy? Who's that guy? And then it was over for 4 years.
Right.
But in, I don't know when Fox Soccer started, the channel, but I think it was like 2000, 2001. That's when it was between Man U and Arsenal, and that's when I chose to be an Arsenal fan. And the main reason I did was because of Wenger. His interviews, the way we played, and, also the players we had, of course, but he was the main one that got me. I didn't really like Sir Alex.
That's cool. That's cool.
You know what I mean? But anyway, that's how I got into it. Fiddy, go ahead.
So how I got into it was you just listened to it. You just listened to the guy. He got it. Eric got infected with it and loved it, and he was watching it for a handful of years before I finally kind of picked it up. Eric and I have been roommates in the past, here and there, different times. And one of the times I realized that Eric doesn't really pay attention to like American football near as much as he used to, but he's watching this soccer. What's this about? And I guess the funny thing is, I'm pretty loyal to, whoever I support as far as as a fan. So, I kind of took it serious before I decided on what team I would support and who I like to watch and stuff. But I mean, it was probably inevitable because Eric and I were roommates at the time, and we were watching a lot of soccer every weekend. And of course, I was watching Arsenal all the time. But the funny thing is, I came really close to being a Portsmouth. Yes, Portsmouth supporter. Because back then, and we're probably talking like 2006 or something like that, or 2005, but Portsmouth had they had about 12 6'7" Africans all on their team. And I was just like, man, like these guys should be able to win a war.
Right. No, yeah, totally. Good times. So yeah, that's how we got involved into it. The Arsenal. It's just been the exposure is what really set it off for me. Once I was able to know I can watch a game in 2 hours, and just the intensity and passion that the people in Europe have for their soccer. I mean, I kind of lost my mind. I was obsessed. I was doing a lot of other things at that time, as far as smoking weed, but I just you know what I mean. You wake up early, do your thing, and watch soccer all day. That's what I was doing on my weekends. So yeah. So that's pretty much how we got started. And the other question he had, which is interesting, is
hold on real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just got to drop real quick because my first Arsenal was Adebayor. That was our striker, and just on the controversial tip, I know everybody hates Adebayor if you're an Arsenal fan, except me. Except me.
Yeah.
All right. I remember how many damn goals he scored for us in a few years there.
Yeah. You remember when Theo went on that long run against Liverpool and I fucking almost got us thrown out of the apartment complex screaming? Anyway, we could do this forever. But let's see. The other question he had was, do we follow any NFL teams? And yes, we do. Fitty, what? I mean, come on, the Raiders. I mean, we basically follow all Bay Area teams. You know, Fitty's born and raised there. I lived there for, over 20-something years. I'm in Texas now, but my heart's always back in the Bay. So for us, it goes Warriors, the A's in baseball, and the Raiders, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders, which I don't really give a shit. I'm still going to support them. If there's any, if there's one brand that can move wherever, it's going to be the Raiders, because you got Raiders fans everywhere. So, that's pretty much it for that. If there's anything you want to add to that, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it is the one thing that I do trip off of when I'm reading Twitter, especially like not just Arsenal fans, but any fans. But because I follow Arsenal a lot, but people talking about I swear, if they don't do something about Wenger, this will be the last time I root for this team. That's not how I go down. That's not how I get down.
Right.
The teams that I support, I've supported all my life, and that's been since I was probably too young to even know what the hell I was supporting.
Exactly.
I've always been Oakland sports fans. Even though we're losing all of our teams, I'm still the same teams. I don't leave the team I support. So
exactly. The one thing that I don't mind not supporting your local team or the team where you're from. I don't mind that, but
I don't either.
It's like it does bug me because it's just weird. You're basically, I met a guy the other day, and he was, he's from here. He's lived there his whole life. He was a country boy from Dallas, and he was saying, how his favorite team is the Warriors. And as a Warrior fan, I mean, I take huge offense to that, because you weren't there during the rough times. You're only seeing this shit now, and it's a beautiful thing as a Warrior fan. But I mean, man, we were a laughingstock for a long time. Very exciting to watch, fun team, always selling out, but never had a chance at making the playoffs or getting a championship. So that, and people do that all the time. It's called front running. And, that's the one thing that bugs me. And, that's the one thing you really can't say about us as Bay Area sports fans. So, yeah, I'm completely with you on that. And the Wenger situation, if he stays or goes, like we did this year, we're going to come into the season with full of optimism, like we're going to win every damn thing. And, it'll slowly peter away throughout the season if he doesn't change and adapt to new shit that's going on, new tactics. He switched it up to three in the back, and it's working. It got us out of a slump. He's got to continue to do these things. He's playing Holden. If you're not in good form, you're not playing. Bellerin, Giroux, get out of here. You're not in good. He's trying to switch things up.
No.
And so, like you said, we're always going to support Arsenal. We may get mad at Arsenal because we could just see it. Everybody and every Arsenal fan can see it and feel it. It's like, dude, come on. You got to switch shit up. You got to try different things. And, it looks like he's trying to do that.
No, that'll be my last point of the day. I actually was going to mention that, but I'm slowly starting to shift not my alliance, but just like my opinion about who's to blame or why is the season turned the way it has. Like, you know what, man? I think Wenger waited too long to try to make some adjustments, but I'm willing to give him the credit that he made some adjustments. Exactly. He listened to a lot of the things. We might just be a small subculture, some of us here in America, but everybody was saying it. Like, man, you got to switch things up. You got to get some different blood in the lineup. Like, and he did all that.
Yeah. No,
so
totally.
I mean, at some point, it's you got to be honest and say, hey, man, the players really let this franchise, this whole team down too.
Oh, yeah. It's an all-around effort. And I don't even mind any of that. I would just like, the board or Kroenke to be like, hey, come on. You're costing us money. What are you going to do? Make a decision, announce it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Be an owner, be a board, and be like, look, you know what I mean? You might have been running shit for a long time, but we own this team. So what are you going to do? What is your decision? Announce it. You're fucking up the offseason. You're fucking up the transfer market. I mean, come on. Let everybody know, quit playing this game and get some results. Now, that's what you want to hear from the board, but you don't, you could hear a mouse fart in their boardroom meetings. They don't say shit. So on that note, we'll end it. We got a midweek game. I forget who we play, but
Southampton
on Wednesday, I think it is. So, hopefully we can keep the momentum going. We need to win out and hopefully get some results to go our way. On that note, we're going to end the show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Tony AFC.
Right on, Tony.
At Tony AFC 66. I appreciate the question. We do. If anybody else wants to send us a question about game or what we thought, hit us up on Twitter at CITM Podcast. On Gmail, you can drop us an email at CITMpodcast@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Twitter at eMarsho, EMARSHO. And, what's your Twitter handle?
You can hit me at Gooner Rush,
Love it. Go to iTunes, subscribe, rate, and review, and hit us up on SoundCloud. You can hit us up on YouTube. Do a search. I mean, come on. Why am I saying all that?
Game on Wednesday, y'all. Game on this Wednesday.
Caught in Two Minds. Peace.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Caught in Two Minds.
Peace.
Please head on over to iTunes and subscribe, rate, and review the show. All feedback is much appreciated. If you would like to contact the show, drop us an email at citmpodcast@gmail.com. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcast, at Gooner Rush, and at eMarshall. That's EMARSHO. The music in this podcast has been provided by Statics. If you like what you hear, be sure to check them out at staticsentertainment.com and follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Statics Music. That's STATX Music. Peace.
I'm dancing, dog.
So smooth.
You thirsty, mother.